Have you ever heard of Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo? He was a brave freedom fighter from northeast India. He fought against the British when they ruled India. Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo lived in a time when life was very hard for his people. The British were powerful, but Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo was fearless. He stood up for what was right. He fought for his people's freedom. Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo's story is not well known. Many people have never heard of him. This is because history books often forget about heroes from northeast India. But Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo's story is important. It reminds us that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo's story is a story of courage and sacrifice. It is a story that deserves to be told and remembered. In this video, we will learn about Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo's life and his fight for freedom. We will explore why his story is important, even today. Sambhudhan Phonglo was born on February 26, 1850, in Longkhor village near Maibang, once the capital of the Dimasa Kachari kingdom. His ancestors had ruled a vast territory in Assam, but by the time he was born, the British had already annexed Cachar in 1832 and taken control of the North Cachar Hills. The people lived in harmony with nature. They farmed the land and cherished their traditions. But everything changed when the British came. The British wanted to control all of India, including the northeast. They imposed their rules and taxes on the people. The villagers had to pay heavy taxes to the British. They were forced to work for the British without fair pay. Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo saw the suffering of his people. He saw how the British treated them unfairly. He knew he had to do something. A fire ignited within him, a fire for justice and freedom. Life under British rule became increasingly difficult. The British imposed taxes on essential items like salt. They restricted the villagers' traditional way of life. The people were unhappy. They wanted their freedom back. Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo felt the pain of his people deeply. He couldn't bear to see their suffering. He decided to take a stand against the British. He knew it wouldn't be easy. He knew the risks, but he was determined to fight for his people. Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo started talking to other villagers. He told them they didn't have to live under British oppression. He inspired them to fight for their rights. Slowly, people started joining him. They were ready to fight for their freedom. Section 4. The People's Warrior. Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo and his followers formed a resistance movement. They knew they couldn't fight the British in an open battle. The British had more soldiers and weapons, so they decided to use guerrilla warfare. They used the dense forests and hilly terrain to their advantage. Soon they launched their first attack British camps unexpectedly. They used their knowledge of the land to their advantage. Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo's tactics were successful. He became a symbol of hope for the oppressed villagers. They called him Veer, which means brave. He was their hero, fighting for their freedom. Section 5. The Final Stand. The British were angry with Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo's successes. They wanted to stop him at any cost. The British launched a massive military campaign against Sambhudhan Phonglo and his warriors. Outnumbered, but not afraid. Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo knew the risks. He knew he couldn't hide forever. He decided to make a final stand against the British. He and his followers fought bravely. They showed extraordinary courage against a much stronger enemy. The battle was fierce. Many of Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo's followers were killed. He was killed on the 12th of February, 1883 after a fierce battles. His dream of liberating his people did not come true in his lifetime, but his sacrifice became a symbol of resistance. Section 6. A Legacy in Shadows. Despite his incredible courage, Sambhudhan Phonglo's story remains largely unknown outside Assam. Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo's rebellion had a significant impact. It showed the British that the people of northeast India would not accept their rule easily. It inspired others to fight for their freedom. However, Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo's story is not as well known as it should be. He is a forgotten hero in many ways. History books often focus on other freedom fighters from different parts of India, but Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo is remembered in his homeland. Every year on February 12th is observed as Martyrs' Day in his honor in Dimasao district. Today, statues, roads, and schools are named after him. They have built memorials in his honor. Section 7. Remembering Our Heroes. Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo's story is a reminder that freedom is precious. It is a reminder that we must never take our freedom for granted. It's important to remember heroes like him who fought for our freedom. we must learn about the unsung heroes of Northeast India. Their stories deserve to be told and remembered. We must teach our children about their sacrifices. Let us honor Veer Sambhudhan Phonglo and all the forgotten heroes of Northeast India. Let us remember their courage and sacrifice. Let us strive to build a better future, a future worthy of their sacrifice.